Hey, today we will look at the infamous long-range trainer glitch, or as it's more widely known, the Mew glitch. When I was in school there were a ton of rumors on how to catch Mew, ranging from the mysterious Mew under the truck from my last video, up to having 24 in-game hours with one of your Pokemons in the daycare. Naturally, none of these were true and just left behind disappointed Pokemon trainers. But then, in 2003, the long-range trainer glitch got famous. A real way to catch Mew, and it's super simple and will not corrupt your save game. All you had to make sure was that you hadn't yet battled two trainers. Let's take a look at how the glitch works. First, we need to walk up to what's called a long-range trainer, a trainer that is off-screen and that gets engaged as soon as he appears. While walking up to him, we need to press and hold the start button, and then use a method such as escape rope, Abra's teleport, or a Pokemon with fly to get away. The easiest way is to use fly and then fly to Cerulean City. Note that as we fly away, the exclamation mark on the trainer, indicating that we are engaging him, still appears. Interesting. After we've landed, our start menu will not work anymore and we need to walk up to Route 25. Here we need to battle this specific trainer, but we can't simply walk up to him. We need to make sure that we engage the trainer in a way where he walks up to us, otherwise the game will just lock up. After we've defeated the trainer, we need to go back onto Route 8, for example via Lavender Town. As soon as we leave the city towards the west onto Route 8 here, the start menu pops up on its own, and if we close it, there's suddenly an encounter. A Mew. What? What's cool is that the thread on game FAQs that made the glitch famous is still available on archive.org, and the discussion is brilliant. Lots of people claiming that it's fake, and my favorite is this post. This needs to stop now. You cannot, I repeat, cannot get Mew without either Gameshark or going to a Nintendo promotional event. So let's just stop with the rumors already. Especially unbelievable ones like this. And given the strange way this glitch is executed, I can see where he's coming from. There were also a lot of people contemplating on whether this glitch was intentional, but as you will see in the next couple of minutes, it absolutely wasn't. Now, in this video we will explore the glitch in a lot of detail, using Pokéret to figure out what's going on. Pokéret is an awesome community project that disassembled and annotated a lot of the Game Boy Pokemon games. Absolutely brilliant. If you want to see how you can research glitches without having access to an annotated codebase, check out Life Overflow's awesome last video of our Game Boy series. He explains in a lot of detail how he reverse engineered the infamous Missing No glitch. Also, in the unlikely case that you haven't subscribed to him yet, do so right now. And if you want to watch our other Game Boy and Pokemon related videos, click on the playlist link above and in the description. Also, if you have a save game you would like to try this with, but have already battled the trainers, in the description is a link to a small Python script that will re-enable the required trainers. So let's figure out what's going on, step by step. As always, I'm using Sameboy as the emulator, mainly because it's open source, cross-platform and has a decent debugger. Sameboy also supports loading symbol files, so if you build Pokéret, you can directly set breakpoints on the names from the source code. Super useful. Now let's start with the name of the glitch. Why do we need a long-range trainer? Why can't we open the start menu on a regular trainer? If you try to do the trick on a regular trainer, you will not be able to open the start menu. Why is that? A lot of the material I read claims that this is because when the sprite is loaded, it faces downwards, and so it won't engage you because you are not in its line of sight. However, this turned out to be wrong. To understand what's going on, let's first check out how encounters work. Each map in Pokemon has its own list of scripts that can define custom functionality for whatever city or forest we are currently in. For example, when the game starts in Pallet Town, a script is used to implement Professor Oak preventing you from leaving town. If we check the Route 8 scripts file from Pokéret, we can see that it has 3 scripts: check fighting map trainers, display enemy trainer text and start battle, and end trainer battle. These 3 scripts are used by most routes, given that they mostly have the same functionality. The index of the currently running script is stored in wroute8 current script, which is a global variable that is also part of the save game. If you check wrem.asm, you can see that for most maps the game stores whatever is the current script for that specific map. Now, when we walk around on Route 8, check fighting map trainers will be called all the time. Check fighting map trainers will iterate through all visible trainers, and if one is in line of sight, start the engagement. Whether a trainer is visible or not is checked against the range in memory starting at C100, aka W sprite state data. Here, each sprite has 16 bytes, and the third byte indicates whether a sprite is visible or not. As you can see, when the trainer becomes visible, the byte switches from FF to 54, and if the trainer leaves the screen, it goes back to FF. Now, to figure out why we can open the start menu only on long-range trainers, let's interrupt the game as we are walking towards the trainer and set a breakpoint on check fighting map trainers and also on overworld loop less delay .check if start is pressed. This allows us to see at which point in time the game checks whether we need to engage the trainer and whether the trainer is visible already at that point. We can also see at which point the start menu is activated. Let's continue the execution, and as you can see, we are halting almost immediately on check fighting map trainers. But as you can see in the memory view and also on the display, the gambler is not yet visible and so will not be engaged. Let's continue, and here's the check whether the start button is pressed, which it is in our case. If we continue, we can see that the start menu and the trainer appears, but check fighting map trainers is not called again yet. But as we fly away, we can see that check fighting map trainers is called one more time, and this time indeed a trainer is in sight, and so check fighting map trainers will think that a trainer was engaged. This has a couple of interesting side effects that we need to keep track of. First, trainer engage is called, which sets bit 0 of CD60. This flag stores whether the player is engaged by a trainer. This is done so the player cannot be engaged by multiple trainers at the same time. Then, the function trainer walk up to player, which makes the trainer, as the name suggests, walk up to the player, sets bit 0 of WD730, which stores whether an NPC is currently being moved. Finally, the map script for Route 8 is changed from 0, aka check fighting map trainers, to 1, so pointing to display enemy trainer text and start battle. Let's keep the 2 bits and also the Route 8 script in mind and continue with the glitch. We fly to Cerulean City and walk up the Nugget Bridge towards the youngster. The reason the start menu is not working at this point in time is that the display dialog code checks whether the player is engaged by a trainer, the global for which was just set to 1 by the check fighting map trainer script. Now, next we need to engage the youngster, but as mentioned before, we need to let the youngster walk up to us. Why is that? Now, just as on Route 8, Route 25 has the same 3 scripts, and if we engage the youngster, the current script for Route 25 changes from check fighting map trainers to display enemy trainer text and start battle. And if we look at the code for it, we can see that it will immediately return if the isNPCMoving flag is set. This puts the game into a lockup. It's waiting for the flag to be cleared, but as no NPC is actually moving, it will never get cleared, and so the fight will never start. However, if we engage the youngster in a way where he has to walk up to us, the walk up routine will clear the NPCMoving flag and thus start the fight. Now, as the fight starts, the game copies the unmodified stats of the youngster's engaging Pokemon, such as level, maximum HP, attack, defense, and so on, to WEnemyMon unmodified level. The copy is 11 bytes long, and if we check out that area in WRAM.asm, we can see that parts of this memory are used for multiple purposes. For example, the second byte of the special stat is also used in other functions to keep something called engaged trainer class. Normally this will not be of interest, but for our glitch it's quite important, and so let's keep track of this byte as engaged trainer class and go back to the fight. After we have defeated the youngster, the Route 25 map script is set to end trainer battle. This will reset the engaged by trainer flag, and so most of the memory values are back to their non-glitched state, except the map script for Route 8 and the engaged trainer class, which was just set by our fight against Slowpoke. Now it's time to go back to Route 8, and so let's fly to Lavender City and go to the west. As we cross the border from Lavender City to Route 8, suddenly our start menu pops up. This happens because now that we are on Route 8, the script that WRoute8 current script points to gets executed. Display enemy trainer text and start battle. This script calls display text ID, which would normally display the text of the engaging trainer. However, as the text ID is set to null by the previous map script, it thinks that we want to show the start menu. As we close the start menu, display enemy trainer text and start battle will call start trainer battle. This function will eventually call, with some other functions in between, init battle common. Init battle common is interesting as this code gets called both for trainer encounters as well as for wild Pokemon encounters. The way it differentiates between both is by checking the opponent ID. If it's over 200, it starts a trainer battle, and if it's under 200, it starts a Pokemon battle. And guess which number it chooses to select the Pokemon to encounter? A value that is copied from the engaged trainer class, so the value that Slowpoke set to 15. And take a wild guess which Pokemon has the ID hex15. Correct, Mew. And so init battle common will start an encounter with Mew. This is also why when we battle a different trainer than the youngster, we get a different Pokemon. There's even a whole map showing where to find which Pokemon. Now let's recap what exactly is going on. We encounter a long-range trainer, which will set the engaged by trainer bit, the NPC's moving bit, and change the current map script to 1. Then we go to a different map, encounter a trainer, let him walk up to us to clear the NPC's moving bit, and start a battle. The special value of the trainer's Pokemon gets copied into a byte that is also used as Engaged Trainer class, and after we've defeated the trainer, the Engaged by Trainer bit gets reset. As we go back to the map where we encountered the long-range trainer, the map script will open the start menu as the text ID is set to 0. Then, as we exit the start menu, we get an encounter with whatever Pokemon or trainer is stored in the Engaged Trainer class byte. Awesome, I hope you enjoyed this tour through the long-range trainer glitch, and if you want to see more, check out Life Overflows and mine other videos on the Game Boy and Pokemon. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on this channel again soon.